Welcome to the Imaginative Storm Writing Prompt of the Week. I'm Allegra Houston. My creative collaborator, James Nave, is on his way back from Manila to the US right now. So I've been flying the plane solo today. This plane, not fortunately the plane that he's on. So here I am on my own making this video for you. Every Saturday and every Thursday, we gather with a group of people, whoever wants to join us, and perhaps one of these days that will include you, whoever wants to join us from all over the world. And we are together for an hour, during which time we write for 10 minutes. And when you write for 10 minutes, what does that matter? You only wrote it in 10 minutes. But what it is writer training or writer playtime, depending on how you like to look at it. It's a practice. And the more you practice anything, the better you get at it. Your imaginative muscles get stronger and more flexible, and you surprise yourself more and more with what comes out onto the page as you do this practice. So we're glad that you are checking us out online and doing this with us. So this is how we do it. We offer an image as a prompt, and everybody on the call writes a list of words or short phrases inspired by that image for 2 minutes. And the words, when I say inspired by, the words don't actually have to have anything to do with the image at all. They don't have to have anything to do with one another. Just whatever words pop into your mind as you look at this image, write them down in a list, not joined up writing, just a list. And here is the image now. After everyone has created their own list, we go around the Zoom room and ask everyone to contribute one item from their list to create a community list, which functions as a kind of collective imagination. We give these words to one another to draw on when we write, as we wish or not. But there's something about it that is really delightful to be able to borrow from somebody else's imagination and not just have to rely only on your own. So I will read out today's community list for you now. You might like to write the words down as I read them, or just the words that catch your fancy. Don't worry if you don't. I will put the list up again on the screen during the 10-minute writing time for you to refer to. So here is today's list. Follow your bliss. Baggage. I want to be alone. Heavenly music. Where is base camp? Adrenaline wrapped. Lifeline. A symphony of rock. Road less traveled. Slow crawl. The sound of tears and glory. Solo. You have a dream. Hopes. Hoax. Endeavor. Wrong turn. Major scale. Up he climbed with his cello. What's at the top? Anchor and cello. Rocks and strings. Prophecy. So now we move into the 10-minute writing time. And you have an image that maybe you remember, and you have two lists of words in front of you, your own list and the community list. And you can use any of those toys for your imagination as much or as little as you like. There is no compulsion to write about the image, no necessity to use all or even many of the words on the list. You might choose only to use one and take off from there and not pay any attention to the lists at all after that. Or you might draw your eyes back to the lists and grab a word that somehow speaks to you and work that into what you're writing. Or you might choose to do a kind of refrigerator poetry thing and try and use as many words as possible and squish them all together. It's entirely up to you. So we don't say, write fast or indeed write slow. You can write fast or slow. You can write long or short. You can write coherent or incoherent. It really doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that you allow your imagination to take the lead and your rational mind follows, like following in a partner dance. So its job is not to try and take control, but also not to collapse in a heap or storm off in a huff. Let your imagination twirl and swirl and spin it in whatever way your imagination feels inspired to do. So the one goal really is just to surprise yourself. And you will find that the longer you do this practice, the more often you do it, the easier it becomes to surprise yourself. And of course, that's where the good stuff comes from. So I will start the 10 minutes now and see you in 10. Something now exists in the world that didn't exist 10 minutes ago. And you might think that's pretty negligible. It's just, some words that you wrote on your piece of paper. But what we're going to ask you to do now is read it aloud. If there's somebody else in the room with you, perhaps they'll volunteer to be your audience. But if not, that is actually fine because you are your most important audience. The value of reading aloud is really more for you than for the listener. It's so that you can feel the words that you wrote take on the warmth of your voice, the animation. They make a pattern on the air. They actually make an impact on the world. And as you read, you will find that your body responds to the phrases and images that you like. You get a little rush of dopamine. And the wonderful thing about that is training your body, training you to push towards what you like in your writing rather than being critical of yourself. You're way more critical when you read silently on the page and more appreciative when you read out loud. And like any good coach, your body will push you toward your strengths rather than chastise you for your weaknesses. So why don't you allow it to do that and put me on pause now and read what you wrote aloud. So if you would like to share what you wrote further than just the room that you're in, we have an opportunity for you to do that. We have a platform called The Circle where you can post your work. You can read what other people have posted, see what other people have written to this prompt, and also 4 years worth of writing prompts. So if you feel inspired to do this again in your own time, you have a whole archive of those prompts here on YouTube and also there on The Circle. So here's how you get there. Go to imaginativestorm.com, scroll across the top navigation, and you will see Community. The drop-down menu pops up or drops down, and you'll see Imaginative Storm on Circle. Click on that, and that will take you to the community page, this particular part of it. Click on the image, and that will take you to the Circle site. If it's your first time, it will ask you to make a login name and password, but it's free. And once you've done that, you can explore the other parts of it in this left-hand navigation column, or you can just go straight to Prompt of the Week. And there you will find an archive of all the prompts we've done every week for more than 3.5 years now. And the most recent one is at the top. When you click on one, you'll see what it is. You'll see a link to the YouTube recording. You'll see the image, and you'll see the word list. And then you'll see, as you scroll down, you'll see what other people have written. Sometimes people upload an audio of them reading it. And other people can comment on what they liked about what people have posted. And if you go all the way down to the bottom, you'll see a box that says, what are your thoughts? And that is the place to type in what you wrote to the prompt. While you're at imaginativestorm.com, you might also like to check out our books for writers, particularly Write What You Don't Know, which is the book of the Imaginative Storm method. It was designed to be writer training, covering all the major aspects of writing any kind of story. So check that out. It's a book, it's a PDF download, it's an audio course, which you can listen to on whatever podcast platform you use, and also a video course if you prefer that. So please do check that out. You will also find out about the live workshops that we offer both on Zoom and in person. And we hope to see you one of these days on this Zoom, the writing prompt of the week. It's free. You don't have to pre-register. Just turn up on time with pen and paper. If you join our mailing list, you will get a newsletter via Substack on the day. But you can also always find the link on the homepage at imaginativestorm.com. Thank you for joining me today.